Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I want to talk with you today about our bodies, these amazing, complicated homes we live in. You know, as we get older, our relationship with them changes. They start to whisper things, little signals and riddles that might not make sense at first. I think the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves is to learn to listen to those whispers, not with fear, but with curiosity. Today, I want to share 4 health warning signs that are so easy to brush off as just a part of getting older. But what if they're not? What if they're your body's way of telling you that you need to be a little kinder to it, a little more curious? Let's talk about some of the most common signs, the ones that are easy to miss, because they blend right into our daily lives. This isn't about being worried. It's about being empowered. So let's dive in. You know what it's like to be tired. We all do. But have you ever felt a kind of exhaustion that's so deep it feels like your bones are tired? I'm talking about a profound, all-consuming fatigue that feels like you're trying to walk through water all day. It's the kind of weariness where you've had a full night's sleep, but you wake up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed. This isn't the kind of tiredness that a cup of coffee can fix. It's the kind that changes your life. I have a dear friend, Eleanor, who told me she used to spend hours in her garden, a place she absolutely loves. But she started to notice that even the thought of getting her gardening gloves on felt like a monumental effort. This isn't laziness, it's a lack of go. When this kind of fatigue sets in, the things that once brought us so much joy, a good book, a crossword puzzle, a long conversation with a friend, can start to feel like a chore. That's when you know it's a signal, not just a symptom. So if you've been feeling this deep, bone-weary exhaustion for a while, I want you to ask yourself, what is this mysterious force that's stealing my energy? Don't dismiss it as just a natural part of aging. Your body might be trying to tell you something important, and you owe it to yourself to be curious and find out what that is. Think about your relationship with your body over the years. We get to know it, right? We learn its rhythms. But what if it starts to feel like a stranger? I'm talking about unexplained weight fluctuations that make no sense at all. It's the kind of thing that has you standing in front of your closet, holding a favorite pair of jeans and wondering, will they fit today? Because you just can't predict it anymore. It's truly baffling when you're doing everything right. You're eating healthy, you're getting your walks in, but the scale is completely unpredictable. It's like your body is a puzzle with a new set of rules you haven't been given. You might lose a pound after a day of eating a slice of cake with your grandkids, and then gain 2 pounds after a week of being perfectly disciplined. That's a powerful sign that something deeper is at play. Your body isn't an enemy, and this isn't a failure on your part. It's a clue. It's an opportunity to become a detective in your own health. So if you're experiencing this baffling back and forth, don't get frustrated. Instead, get curious. What is happening beneath the surface that's causing these confusing shifts? It's your body asking you to pay closer attention. We all have those little creaks and groans that come with a long life. We get used to them. It's like having an old friend stop by to say hello in the morning. But what if a new, unwanted guest moves in? I'm talking about persistent aches and pains that just don't go away. This isn't the gentle protest of a long day in the garden. It's a nagging, constant discomfort that has taken up permanent residence in your joints. You know the feeling. Your hands, once so nimble, now throb with a dull ache that makes holding a book for too long feel like a chore. Your knees feel a constant, heavy throb, even when you're just sitting on the sofa. We try everything, hot compresses, salves, stretches, but the relief is always temporary. It's like trying to hold back a rising tide with a tiny bucket. My friend Eleanor told me about a moment when a sharp, unfamiliar pain shot through her wrist as she simply twisted it. It wasn't the usual ache. It was a loud, undeniable message. That's the difference. This isn't the gentle erosion of time. It's a protest. What is your body desperately trying to communicate with this new, persistent language of pain? It's a signal you can no longer afford to ignore. For so many of us, freedom means spontaneity. The ability to go for a long walk or enjoy a night out with friends without a second thought. But what if that freedom starts to slip away, quietly at first, and then more noticeably? I'm talking about a loss of bladder control, a subtle, but constant anxiety that can make even a good laugh feel a little risky. This is a deeply personal topic, and I want to acknowledge how frustrating and even embarrassing it can feel. But it's so important to talk about it, because it's a big deal. It's not just about the physical inconvenience of having to plan your day around bathroom stops. It's about the erosion of your confidence. It's the moment you decide not to go on that long car trip with your friends, or when you hold back a laugh because you're worried about what might happen. My friend Eleanor told me that the joy of a good, hearty laugh was being replaced by a little bit of dread. That's not a small thing. It's your body giving you a clear signal that something needs attention. What is your body telling you with this constant, unwanted urgency? And more importantly, what can you do to reclaim that beautiful, spontaneous joy? It's a question worth getting curious about. We all know our bodies change with time. Our skin gets a little more delicate, and our hair might get a bit thinner. But what about the changes that feel completely new and unfamiliar? I'm talking about your skin suddenly developing a persistent rash or a dry patch that won't go away, no matter how much lotion you use, or finding that your hair is thinning in an area that never used to be a problem. These are your body's little riddles on the outside, and they're just as important as the ones on the inside. My friend Eleanor, for example, is a woman who loves her morning routine. One day, she noticed a patch of dry, red skin on her arm that looked different from anything she'd ever seen. She tried everything, different soaps, new moisturizers, but it just stubbornly stayed put. Then, she noticed that a mole she had on her neck for years seemed to have changed shape just a little. These weren't dramatic changes, but they were a clear signal that her body's canvas was telling a new story, one she didn't quite understand. So, I want to encourage you to be a detective with your own body. Take a moment to really look at your skin and hair, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Pay attention to any new or changing moles, persistent rashes, or unexplained hair thinning. Your body is always communicating, and sometimes the signs are right there on the surface, waiting for you to notice them. We all have those moments where we walk into a room and forget why we're there. That's just part of being human. But what if it's more than that? I'm talking about a growing sense of increased forgetfulness. That feels like a glitch in your own personal software. It's the feeling of a word being right on the tip of your tongue, only to vanish into thin air. Or having a memory that you know is true, but you can't quite grasp all the details. This kind of forgetfulness can be deeply unsettling. My friend Eleanor told me about a time she made plans for lunch with a friend. She confirmed the time and place the day before and was excited for it. But when her friend called to say she was running late, Eleanor had completely forgotten the plan. The wave of confusion, followed by embarrassment, was overwhelming. This wasn't about misplaced car keys. It was a memory that simply didn't show up when she needed it. If this sounds familiar, don't be scared, but do be curious. Why does it feel like your mind is skipping a beat? Is this forgetfulness impacting your daily life or making you feel out of sync with your routine? Your brain is a powerful and complex organ, and these moments could be a signal that it's time to give it a little extra care and attention. It's completely normal for our senses to change with age. But what if those changes feel like they're putting up a barrier between you and the people you love? I'm talking about a sudden change in vision and hearing that makes the world a little blurry or a little quieter. It's the frustration of not being able to read the menu in a dimly lit restaurant, or the ache of missing what your grandchild just said because of the background noise in a room. Eleanor, who loves to read, told me she had to start moving around the house to find the perfect light to focus on the words in her book. And at family dinners, she found herself nodding along to conversations with her daughter and her husband, but she wasn't fully catching every word. These little moments of disconnection add up. You're not just missing out on a few words or a few letters. You're missing out on a piece of the conversation, a part of the moment. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they're signal. Your eyes and ears are how you stay connected to the world. If that connection feels like it's weakening, it's a powerful sign that your body is asking for an update. It's a call to action to be proactive and make sure you can continue to experience and connect with the world around you. Finally, I want to talk about something that can feel the most difficult to bring up: our emotional health. It's so easy to ignore or to blame on a bad day. But feelings of anxiety and depression are just as important as any of the other physical signs we've discussed. I'm talking about a quiet, persistent sadness or a newfound sense of worry that just won't go away. It's a loss of interest in the things that used to bring you joy, a feeling of being isolated even when you're surrounded by people you love. Eleanor told me that she just felt heavy for no reason. The simple act of getting dressed in the morning felt like a monumental effort. Her usual optimism was replaced by a quiet sadness that she couldn't explain. She'd find herself feeling disconnected and unmotivated, even when she was with her grandkids. It's so easy to just assume that these feelings are just a part of a mood, but when they linger and start to impact your life, they become a signal. Your mental health is a part of your overall health, and it's a sign just like any other. If you're feeling this quiet sadness or a sense of anxiety that you can't shake. If you're feeling this quiet sadness or a sense of anxiety that you can't shake. So, we've talked about 8 different whispers from your body, from the fatigue that steals your joy to the feelings of sadness that linger. I hope this conversation has given you a sense of empowerment, not fear. Your body isn't working against you. It's trying to communicate with you, and you have the power to understand its language. These signals are not something to ignore or just get used to. They're a call to action. I want to encourage you to be your own biggest advocate. If any of these signs resonated with you today, I want you to be a health detective. Write them down, talk to a trusted doctor, and be completely honest about what you're experiencing. You're not being a hypochondriac. You're being proactive and brave. You have lived a full, rich life, and you deserve to feel your best for all the chapters to come. Taking charge of your health and listening to what your body is trying to tell you is one of the most courageous things you can do. Thank you for listening, and remember to always be curious about the incredible home you live in. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon for the daily updates. Please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.